I believe race is a very complex issue, and for me, I don't think it should really matter whether you're black or you're white. But where it becomes something very personal is culture. We all grow up with a culture, and we all consider it a very important part of our identity, and in many ways, it is who we are. So I think when you inextricably link a culture to a race, it can create a lot of problems. For instance, for me, I grew up with a white mother and a black father, and in a black country. And when I meet people from overseas, they often assume that I'm white and that my only culture I can enjoy is white culture. For instance, one time a friend of mine went to my home country, and when he came back to where we live in Japan, he said, "You're not a real Bahamian because you don't look like them." And I think we should avoid these sort of statements because it really devalues who we are as people. And it's like it doesn't really matter, like whether I'm black or I'm white. No one should care. It'd be like you would never go up to a half black person who looks more black in America and say you're not a real American. And if you did, people would see why that's like fucked up. Like being white, more often than not, is at least we see it because America's so relevant. Since in America racism is mainly towards black people, we see it as like, okay, well that's like white people are fine. But like in Europe, there's a lot of black people who don't get to feel like they're European because they're black. But that's sometimes how felt back home. And occasionally there are Bahamians who will call you like nasty words. Like, famous psychologist Jordan Peterson says, "Only to do for somebody what they can't do for themselves." I say this because I have autism. Most people don't realize I have autism because I was pushed always to go beyond my comfort zone. I believe that if you always do something for somebody, they will never learn how to do it. So, in addition to being compassionate and understanding of the issues that people with autism face, I also believe that you should always be trying to push them forward in a loving way to help them improve. Everyone in the world is unique with their own issues, and we should all try to be both compassionate to one another and also push one another to be better. And one of the most beautiful stories I ever heard was there was these like two like workers on electrical lines, and one of them had like severe arthritis, so he couldn't really move, and the other one had like intense depression and some other mental illness problems, and they couldn't function by themselves, but together they managed to do the job every single day. I think that's what diversity really means. Like none of us are perfect, but we have to try and make sure they're the best people we can be, and sometimes that means letting people figure out stuff for themselves, letting people like fall down on themselves.
Thank you.